Let me speak to you the way this upgrade actually feels once it becomes part of your setup. When you bring home the Denon AVR-S970H, there's this moment where everything just settles. Your speakers suddenly have room to breathe, detail starts appearing in places you never noticed, and your whole home theater feels like it finally stepped into the modern era. This is for the person who values clarity over chaos. Someone who can hear the difference between volume and refinement. Someone who wants clean dialogue, real immersion, and a receiver that lifts the entire system instead of bottlenecking it. If that's you, this is exactly the tier you're meant for. Before we go deeper, take a second to check the current price in stock. Denon gear at this level moves quickly. You probably sensed for a while that your old setup was holding you back. Maybe the center channel sounded thin. Maybe Atmos effects never felt convincing. Maybe your speakers were capable of more but your receiver just couldn't unlock them. You knew it was time to upgrade, and when the S970H takes over, there's this calm realization: this is the baseline you should have been using all along. Living with it day after day is where the shift becomes obvious. Movies feel wider and more textured. Gaming becomes more immersive, with effects stretching into real space instead of collapsing in front of you. Music suddenly has warmth, depth, and separation that make you want to revisit old playlists. The receiver doesn't just play sound, it organizes it, elevates it, gives it shape. You're not thinking about 90 watts or specs on paper. You're feeling the stability, the headroom, the way it holds your speakers with confidence instead of strain. You're feeling Atmos effects float above you, not as noise but as actual movement. You're feeling voices stay centered and clear no matter what's happening around them. If you're even slightly leaning toward it, check the price now. AVR pricing can swing wildly with no warning. Maybe you're wondering if a 7.2 channel setup is enough, or if you should wait for something bigger. I had that same hesitation. But what makes the S970H stand out is how perfectly balanced it feels. It's not overkill. It's not underpowered. It's the sweet spot, the moment where your system finally feels unified and intentional. A surprise benefit. How good everyday streaming sounds through HEOS. You expect the big movie moments to shine, but it's the casual listening that catches you off guard. Everything feels cleaner, richer, more dimensional. And owning a receiver like this gives you a quiet sense of pride. It feels like you finally stepped into the level your speakers deserved, not flashy, but serious, thoughtful, confident. You feel dialogue lock into the center with real clarity. You feel Atmos layers open up the room vertically and horizontally. You hear your speakers come alive with energy they never had before. You feel bass stay tight and controlled instead of muddy. You sense your home theater finally becoming whole. The only small note is giving yourself a few minutes to run room calibration properly. Once it locks in, the transformation is instant. So stop circling the same comparisons. You already know the lower-tier receivers won't satisfy you long-term. This is the level where everything finally starts working the way it should. If the S970H is calling you forward, trust that instinct. Check the link, see today's offer, and make the upgrade your future self will be grateful for.